Most coaches think their business isn't growing because they're not posting enough. They believe if they just make one more reel, one more carousel, one more viral video, that clients will start coming to them. But here's the truth. The reason your business isn't growing is because nobody knows you exist. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the 5 steps that took me from literally zero, living at my parents' house, to making $20,000 a month my first month running ads. Even though I had no following, I had no brand, and I was still living at my parents' house. And so step 1 is where most people usually waste years of their life. So step number 1 is the hard way. So for nearly 10 years, I did what every guru online told me. Post more content, stay consistent, add more value. And I did that, right? I posted for years. I did hundreds of hours of creating content. I did Facebook, I did Instagram, I did TikTok, I did YouTube for 2.5 years. I did endless hours of writing, filming, editing, and basically hoping. And you know what I got from that? Zero. Silence. So I had no leads, I had no calls, I had no clients, just 10 years of effort, 0 results. I was doing what everyone else was doing, chasing the algorithm like it was a business plan. And I remember sitting there one night, scrolling through my phone, watching another coach post how I make 10K this month, thinking, what the hell am I missing? Because I wasn't lazy, I wasn't scared, I was doing the work, but it felt like I was just running in place, like working harder than ever and just not moving the business forward. Then I started to talk to other coaches and it hit me. I was not alone. Almost every coach I knew was posting their heart out and they got nothing back from it. They weren't failing because they didn't care. They were failing because posting is the slowest and hardest way to grow your business. It's inconsistent, it's unpredictable, and it's completely dependent on luck. So I want you to visually think about this. It's like planting seeds in concrete. No matter how much you water them, nothing will grow. And that's when I finally stopped asking, what am I doing wrong? And I started asking the question of, what if this entire strategy was wrong? And that question led me to step 2. So step number 2 is the 30-day flip. So 30 days changed everything for me in my business. But before that, I was still at 0. I was still broke. I was still at my parents' house. And I was still trying to figure out, how am I going to make this coaching thing work? I didn't have a huge audience. I didn't have a team. What I did have was desperation and a willingness to try something different. So I decided to run my first ad. And I'll be honest, I literally had no idea what I was doing. I remember staring at the ad dashboard thinking, is this really going to work? But then something happened. Within days of me running that ad, people started reaching out to me. Strangers, people who had never seen my content before, were booking calls on my calendar. They were saying things like, hey, I saw your ad and it made me feel like you were talking directly to me. And so 30 days before, nobody knew I even existed. 30 days after running these ads, I had people discovering me every single day. And by the end of that month, $20,000 had came in. And I still remember looking at that number and thinking, and I was literally upset at myself. I was pissed off. I was like, why did I wait this long to run ads? I was literally mad at myself that it took me so long to figure this out. Because for 10 years, I was invisible. And then in 30 days, I was everywhere. And that's when I learned the first rule of business, which is if nobody knows you exist, nothing else matters. And that's what leads to step 3. So step number 3 is attention is the real currency. When I finally saw what ads could do for me, I realized something that most coaches never think about. You don't get paid for your effort. You get paid for your exposure. It doesn't matter how good your offer is. It doesn't matter how powerful your message is, or even how much you care about helping people. If nobody sees you, you do not exist. Posting content is a hope strategy. You're hoping the algorithm makes your content go viral. You're hoping that people find you. You're hoping the right person stumbles across your video at the right time. But business is not built on hope. It's built on math. It's a numbers game. And so ads will buy you attention, and attention is the real currency online. When you run ads, you're not waiting for discovery. You're purchasing visibility. You're putting your message out there directly in front of your ideal client, the people who actually want what you have to sell. It's almost like flipping on a spotlight in a dark room. Suddenly everyone can see you. And once that light is on, you don't just get views, you get momentum, you get conversations. Every day, new people find out about who you are. They find out about you and your offer. Every week, new leads start to come in. And finally, you have something that content alone could never give you, which is predictability, which brings us to step 4. Step 4 is predictability beats posting. So let's talk about what predictability really means. When you rely on content, your growth depends on chance. Maybe one video does well, maybe the next 10 flop. You can't really scale that. It's not predictable. It's not consistent. It's not scalable. You cannot plan around that. You can't build a business around that. And even if something does go viral, you have no idea who's watching it. It's random people. It's curious people, people that may not even ever buy from you, right? And so when you're posting content, you have no control over who sees your content. And that's the problem. Now, do the reverse with ads. You decide exactly who sees you. You decide who sees your ad, you decide when they see you, and you decide how many of these people see you. That's control, that's predictability, that's power. So instead of you hoping, you put matters into your own hands. Now, I know a lot of people think, well, aren't ads risky? What's actually risky is spending years of your life posting content every day and still not being known for anyone who could buy from you. When I realized that, I stopped seeing ads as an expense, and I started seeing them as an investment, because ads let you do what content can't. They let you skip the line. While everyone else is still grinding, still trying to get lucky with the algorithm, you're already talking to the exact people who need your help today. And that speed and that control, that certainty leads straight into step 5. Step number 5 is speed, scale, insanity. So let me tell you what changed for me the moment my ads started working. The first time in my business, I could actually breathe. I knew exactly where my next lead, my next call, and my next client's coming from. I knew that tomorrow, more people would find me. I knew that every dollar I spent was bringing me closer to another client, not further into frustration. And that's what ads buy you. They buy you speed. They buy you predictability. They buy you sanity. You get your time back, right? You get your energy back. You get your focus back. There's no more you having to waste 5 to 10 hours a week writing, filming, posting content, editing, just to get silence and no return from it. No more having to pray for views. No more having to have that mental fatigue of wondering if you're doing something wrong, right? Now your business runs on systems and not stress and luck. You're not just creating content anymore. You're creating momentum. Every dollar that you invest creates awareness. Every lead that you generate creates opportunity for you. And every client that you sign fuels the next wave of growth. It's like building a flywheel. At first, it takes effort to push, but once it starts spinning, it carries its own weight and it just doesn't stop. And that's how you scale. You reinvest the profit you get from the ads, you grow faster, and you multiply. And when you do that, business finally becomes simple math. More visibility equals more leads, equals more conversations, equals more clients, equals more income. And that's how I went from $0 to $20,000 in 30 days. And again, at the time, I was a 25-year-old, had no idea what I was doing. I was completely brand new to all of this. I had no experience running ads, living at my parents' house, $20,000 30 days later. It's not because I'm special. It's because I finally stopped waiting for luck. And I started paying to get in front of my future clients. So here's what I've learned, and what I really wish I had learned 10 years sooner, which is posting is hope. If you're posting content, if that is your sole strategy to get clients, posting is hope. You are hoping you're going to get clients from doing that. Ads are the opposite. Ads are full control. They give you predictability. Posting content takes a lot of time. Ads take 1 hour of your time to create one ad. It buys you speed, right? Posting content burns your energy. It wastes your time. Ads will build systems for you. Posting gets you seen by anyone. Ads get you seen by the right people who are actually looking to invest into the solution that you can provide. And so I spent a decade doing it the hard way, chasing algorithms, begging for visibility, and confusing busyness for progress. And then in 30 days, I flipped the switch and everything changed. Because the truth is, it's not about how often you post. It's about how many people actually see who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. And once you understand that, growth stops becoming emotional and it starts being inevitable. Business is not about luck. It's about leverage. And ads are leverage in its literally purest form. It's the definition of working smart, not hard. So if you're tired of posting and hoping, if you're done waiting on algorithms and luck, then this is your wake-up call. Start getting seen. Start having conversations with your ideal clients. Because in the next video, I'm going to show you how to take those new leads from ads and then turn them into high-paying clients without having to feel pushy or salesy or even forced. Because once you know how to get seen, the next step is learning how to convert attention into income. And that's where the real freedom begins.